Welcome to Stalingrad, essentially Stalin's graduation to victory in World War II. Germans, or as I prefer to call them, the Germs, had dropped the ball and committed to a war with Russia despite all reason and logic. Nazi Germany would have been able to possibly win the war in Europe if it had not attacked Russia. Nobody knows why Germany thought it was a good idea to 1v1 the entire world. Maybe they were running out of orange juice and could not concentrate. That would explain their camp strategy. Now, back to the battle at hand. Stalingrad was an extremely important battle. The city was located in southern Russia, near the eastern border of Europe, and in modern times is known as Volgograd. Russia had suffered mostly losses up to this point, and wanted to show Germany they were not ones to back down. The city was the bread and butter, and the trans fat the crippling depression of the Russia war strategy. This could be the turning point of the war, or the beginning of the end for Russia. The main purpose of the battles was to control the oil fields and other supplies in the region, such as Grandma's spectacular apple pie. The city would also serve as a crucial transportation center for the winners to compensate for the lack of Uber drivers in the area. On September 3, 1942, the Germany's 6th Army under Paulus reached the outskirts of Stalingrad, expecting to take the city in short order. It was taking candy from a baby, or so they thought. But the Russians had built up their defenses and he continued to bring in reinforcements. The able General V.I. Chuknikov took command of the main defending force, the 62nd Army, while Marshal Georgy K. Stukov, Russia's greatest general, planned a counteroffensive. Stalin had decided on moving resources like food and fuel instead of the actual people left in the city. Some considered this brutality to be immoral, but in reality it could be said this would lead to a Soviet victory. Eventually, the saxophones of wars would be blown, and Germany would begin their offensive. The battle was as fierce as a teenager without their iPhone. Urban warfare was bloody and unpredictable. For all we know, JFK was shot by the FBI in the midst of battle. There was no way of finding Waldo in this hell on earth. The crumbled factories and buildings left a deadly smell in the air. Corpses routed the streets. And the worst part was that whoever smelt it, dealt it, because the ones who started this massacre were the armies themselves, by their own hands. By late September, the Germans could raise a swastika flag over the Univermag department store in the center of this town. But they could not dislodge the Russians from the sprawling industrial quarters along the Volga. In mid-November, as the stalled invaders were running short of men and munitions, Zhukov saw the opportunity and launched his counteroffensive. His plan was to encircle the enemy and leave them nowhere to run. At this point, Germans probably could have fought their way out, but Hitler took some motivational posters literally and would never give up. They were ordered to hold their ground at all costs. Hitler had a common theme of ruining his army's chances of winning the war. Some people say Hitler would light a fat person on fire to burn calories. He just was not the sharpest knife in the crayon box. Air Marshal Hermann Göring promised to resupply the 6th Army from the air, but proved unable to do so. As winter set in, Field Marshal Erich von Manstein mounted a rescue mission, but it was halted short of its goal, and the freezing air and starving Germans with few options left. This was despite the efforts to use freezing air to produce chili for the soldiers to eat. However, some say this is just a practical joke made by the Germans. Stalingrad German forces were forbidden to try to reach their would-be rescuers. On February 2, 1943, General Paulus surrendered. What remained of his army, some 91,000 men. About 1,050,000 Germans had died in the fighting. The Soviet victory at Stalingrad was a great humiliation for Hitler, who had elevated the battle's importance in German opinion. He now became more distrustful than ever of his generals, despite the fact that he refused to listen to them in the first place. Stalin, on the other hand, gained confidence in his military, which followed up Stalingrad with the westward drive and victory lap swagger. They remained largely on the offensive for the rest of the war. Thank you for watching, and remember to subscribe and share. See ya.